Okay, this is a quadraphonic start to the show. We normally start with myself and Mr. Eugene, but today we have a different arrangement. We've got
We've got some
maybe
echo. Who's got the echo?
okay. I'm talking to myself, and that's the first time that I've actually. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, this is me. This is me. See, this is too late at night. I hadn't muted the YouTube bit so I could chat to the commentators. Anyway, it's considering all the things that have been happening, we'll just have to respect the fact we have to always look on the Brighton side of life, which is something I would also advise most Manchester United fans to do this weekend.
Ow!
So,
I'm not laughing.
I've got to salute less vociferously. I think I'll just.
Okay. So, before my jokes or Resi's furniture cause any more damage, we're going to look today at the results that we got against Brighton and the fact that we're moving onwards and upwards in the cup. We've got our first chance to see Kulu and Bentancur, and we can give our opinions on the game and on Conte's dealing with his new setup and whether it actually means anything in the whole scheme of things, considering we still have the root problem of Levy and Enoch. So hopefully we're going to be more positive than negative, and couldn't say it better myself. Okay, so at the moment we have Messrs. Rez, Brad, and Mr. K, and so we've got brains. We've got brains and personality and good looks. Not all in the same.
As you can see, I'm hiding the good looks.
Not even on the thingy. Oh, hold on. That's what I wanted to do. No, that's not what I wanted to do.
Okay, so apparently the Brighton player that scored for us is the original gangster because he's the OG. So
yeah. Oh, look who's here! Trouble.
I would have been here earlier, lads, but apple pie and custard or coming on.
Is that code for something?
Contra, sorry.
Is that code for something?
Yes. It's a cocktail of crack and custard.
What are you on about? I don't know what you mean.
Ireland.
No, I think that I'm expecting the next thing out of Alan's mouth to be, it's fallen into the
water. We have a Wayne Bonner in the chat.
Hey, Wayne.
Obviously, the quality has just shot through the roof. Okay.
Okay. Not related to the conversation prior to the broadcast.
Yes, we also have a Mark Cousins. And so, obviously, everyone's now just beyond excited. It's fantastic to have you guys. Thank you very much for joining us.
Okay, Ian's there. Mr. Shaggy.
We've already said hello. We've already said hello to Chris Agambar and Shaggy, and also Brad Matthews. Brad, you've got a clone in the chat.
Yeah, I know.
Has Mr. K. Yes. So
I might not be. I might be the clone here. The one in the chat might be the real me.
Yes, he might be the real Brad, and you might be the copy.
Exactly.
That's quite.
So which pill did you take? The red pill or the blue pill?
No, you don't take pills to clone someone, JP. Okay.
You don't know. The Russians are doing strange things these days.
Pharmaceutical knowledge.
Mine's got both colours.
God. Listen, we're 5.5 minutes away from being able to swear. All right, don't make me break the rule. All right.
Can I ask Rez? Can I ask a quick question, Rez?
No.
Your Twitter handle is bat_spur.
Correct.
Right. So the bat bit, do you have a mask or something?
No.
Do you have a cape?
No.
Utility belt?
Cricket bat?
Maybe just
Batmobile?
Cricket and football.
How did you got Batmobile though?
No.
T-shirt?
No, I've got my Optimus Prime Captain America mashup on today.
Oh.
Maybe if he's Batspur, he's the first vampire supporter of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club.
It's
That's more likely.
I want to bite your finger.
But it might be Daniel Levy, actually. But
I just to inform you,
he's more of a slug.
Allegedly. Just to inform you, gentlefolk, the bat doesn't actually refer to the creature.
Well, I said a cricket bat. That's what I said.
Nor an implement.
I think it might be his initials.
No, he's crazy.
That still relates to the creature, Alan.
Oh, sorry. Oh.
God's sake, man, we've had this conversation. Always?
I can't remember. I haven't had it with you. I missed that one.
Okay.
Have some more apple
this
pie.
is we should keep the integrity of Spurswasion and actually talk about football first before we start going off into SSS land.
There's actual talk about the football in the chat. That's where it's all happening.
Yeah.
Don't listen to us, guys. Just look at the chat.
Yeah, let them get on with it, and we can just talk rubbish.
Okay, I'm getting confused here because first we're talking about Rez's bat, and Ian's talking about a good feeling about the club. So I do hope that this is just purely innocent comments that are being made here.
That's a good one.
Well, of course you haven't, Chris, because he's always got the window open, flicking out the ash.
Shh.
Right.
My mum might be watching.
Okay, my camera's just gone doolally, so
that's all right. That's not a problem.
Well, let's talk about yesterday.
I think we should. I think it's a good idea.
It was rather enjoyable, I thought.
Yeah. Sorry, I cut in on you there. Yeah.
Okay, continue.
I thought it was very comfortable. I thought apart from a little 15 minutes in the second half when Brighton had us on the back foot a bit, which you're going to get in a game between two football teams. I felt comfortable. I felt we won very easily yesterday. I don't think at any moment. I mean, I was glad to see the third goal in. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think at any moment I felt that we were going to lose that game, which is good. It's good. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see us win a game convincingly without going back to, we're a bit lucky there, or this happened, or, they missed a penalty or whatever it might be. We actually won a game and deserved to win a game, which I don't think we've done a lot this season.
No.
And Mr. Kane actually looked happy in the game. So maybe the new signings, is it starting to have an effect? Maybe Kane's coming out of his depression post-Euros and post-Manchester City didn't happen. And he's thinking, well, maybe there's something to play for here in the club. But, of course, that all depends on whether Levy screws everything up. So,
I think... Sorry, go on.
You've introduced it quite well there. Basically, the biggest thing we saw is that from the beginning of the game, Romero's in the back, and there was absolutely no sense of a feeling that there was any panic if the ball was at the back.
There was with Sanchez. Did you not see that Bambi moment he had?
Oh, I remember. Okay. No. There's always going to be a chance when, no matter if in the Premier League, even if you're Man City, even if you're Chelsea, even if you're Liverpool, there's going to be a couple of moments when you do stupid things like that. Trust me, I've seen it. I've seen it happen in all the top 4 teams. I've seen it all too. It's not that; it's the extra stuff, that the feeling that normally goes with that rides along with it and carries on, and it lets the opposition grow and take us on and get more brave, go past our lines. You understand? It lets them grow, and this is where Conte turns around and says, "Listen, when you knock a goal into them, then you need to kill them off. Don't let them come back into the match, right?" And to tell you the truth, it's like for me in the second half. So anyway, the first half is Romero. I felt that he, in the middle of that defensive 3, did an absolutely bang-up job. He made me feel so good. I know Dyer's been good, but this guy's just a cut above the rest. That's what. The second thing,
I think it's the first time in months we've actually had somewhat near a full-strength squad.
So coming on to the second half, when you've introducing these 2 new players, which I think everyone's going to talk about anyway. First things first, you said Kane, bang, he was fire. So in the second half, you got these two new guys coming on. I was expecting a lot from Kulusevski, but then I realized when he got onto the pitch, when I saw him, like actually looked at him play in the shirt, I said to myself, he looks like a 21-year-old in terms of behavior. He's got the stature of someone much better, like a 25-year-old. Yeah. But when he was on the pitch, he looked green. So I think he's going to take longer to get into the swing of it, get his confidence going, like Bergwijn, right? But
Okay,
there's a lot of talent.
Before you continue, Mr. K, we have a new
10 minutes, you
member
can swear,
of
bro.
our. We have a new. We have a new member of our panel who's become quite a regular, and we have Gaguma from Seoul.
Hello.
She's gonna save the soul of our club, and also bring some positivity into any negativity that may rear its head amongst our conversation. So, Guguma, welcome.
The highlight of the day. So just to finish off, the highlight of the day was Bentancur. Bentancur. As soon as he came, in my mind, I was thinking to myself before he came on, right? Yeah, I thought to myself, he's going to be in the midfield position. It's going to take him longer to get the swing of what the Premier League is like, right? Yeah, and what his teammates are like. I was so wrong. It was completely the other way around. Kulu was looking green and all over the place, right? Yeah, and Bentancur, he just looked class, bro. It's been a long time since we had like a Moussa Dembele player, right, that could grab a ball right in the midfield, and no one going to take him off. He just knows exactly when to pass it, and he passes it with ease, right? And he just first game, bro. He's just come on and he just started playing like that straight away. I thought to myself,
at the same token,
you give this guy a few more weeks, right? Yeah, this guy is going to absolutely rip it up. We haven't had a midfield. We haven't had a midfield ever that's had stability in the middle, right? Yeah, that could just swing the ball and keep it and move it. And this boy can do that. If he's got someone like Skip, or he's got someone like Højbjerg around him, he's my days. I'm well impressed. I'm so helpful now. Go on.
I don't think Kulusevski done anything wrong.
No, he didn't. I just said to myself, he wasn't.
He came on and he found important passes when he needed to. He had a couple of take-ons. He should have had an assist. I mean, I thought he had quite a tidy 20 minutes.
I think it's because prior to them playing, Kulu was the one that was being given the big up, and Bentancur was being indicated as a.
No, don't get me wrong. Listen, don't get me wrong. Kulusevski, right, yeah, is going to take over Kane's position. I guarantee you, in this club. When it comes to the man that's going to do something in this club, right, in the front, right, yeah, Kulusevski is 21, right? He's going to take over Kane's mantle. That's who this boy is. Straight up. Ibrahimovic, right, yeah, turned around and said, this man is like, he's the next goat coming through, right? I'm talking about in the match itself. I was impressed with Bentancur because in terms of what we've been missing since Moussa Dembele left, right, yeah? We're missing that something in the middle.
Yeah, well, like you said, Bentancur is a utility man who knows his role.
Yeah, centre of the pitch. It's perfect, man. I'm really impressed. I
very much get the impression that now we've got rid of certain players. That is Conte's team now. Certainly for the rest of the season. That is the team. Yeah.
And by the end of the season, hopefully, Levy will realise that.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Start nicking, give it a hashtag, unit. Just trust me. Kane unit. It's like Conte unit, man.
Okay.
Like honestly, I was so happy.
Okay, so
Emerson, right? Yeah, try. I mean, that in the second half, Emerson's like, if you watch that game, right? Yeah, it's like even Emerson's trying to step up his game. I think he's starting to mature a little bit.
I actually like Emerson. I think he's not the finished product. He's got a lot of years ahead of him.
He's young as well. He's young as well.
Never played in the Premier League. Probably doesn't speak the language.
It feels like a rebuild.
But he does try. He really tries. And when he makes a mistake, you see he's gutted by it. He's just really, and he'll try and make up for that mistake. So I like Emerson. Yeah. Okay.
Can I ask a quick question, Gaguma? What do you think of Sonny's performance?
First time back.
Sonny, I think he did really well. I mean, after coming back from injury, being gone for a month, he was still really fast and aggressive, and for the
he created that first goal.
Yeah, he's still tough on himself. He still seems to be disappointed that he's not quite where he wants to be regarding his performance.
Yeah, he had a shot, didn't he? Had a shot that wasn't a very good shot. And he had that excellent he hit the third goal was his goal. That little bit when he put that pace on. I mean, that was one of the most exciting
Remind you of the Burnley game, isn't it?
Yeah. And unfortunately, he didn't quite have the thing to finish it off, but we got a little bit of luck and we got the third goal.
Not bad for his first game back, though. Come on.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
To get his legs pumping right, his son, his trademark.
Yeah.
You know, that burst that he does.
We virtually had 4 new players yesterday. We had Romero, Son, Bentaker, and Kulu. I keep calling him Kulu Shaker, the old band from the 90s. But
Just call Kulu. Just call
Kulu,
him
man.
Kulu. We got Kulu, Sonny, and Kane. So we're sick, man. SKK, sick, man.
So I'm thinking to myself, come Wednesday, right? Yeah, when we go up against a Premier League team, right? Yeah, in terms of like in the league itself as a game, because this is a cup game. That's where a lot of the teams are like really bashing around. We're going to find out for sure.
Yeah,
what this team can do. How it's not so much the results itself; it's the way we feel when they play, right? And one of the biggest problems I've had with no matter what Conte did to our team prior to this was I could never trust the midfield at all, right? And like I said, since Moussa Dembele, he used to be the man that could swing it through the midfield, hold the ball, no one would take it off him, and he used to get it from there to there or from there to there, and just straight for the middle. This is what Bentancur is giving me the hope of.
Yeah, he still has to continue to do it. I mean, I remember Stephen Dalmat.
Yeah.
That's
he had an absolutely brilliant game once, and everyone's going, "Wow, where's this player from? This is great." And that was it. That was it for his Tottenham career.
But the thing is here, right? Yeah, Conte turned around and said, "Right,
wait, 1 sec, please. Bentancur has only played 13 minutes for us. Yeah. Lauding him as the new Moussa Dembele might be a little premature. Just a little.
What I'm trying to say, listen to me. What I'm trying to say, right? Yeah, is that there's different descriptions you can give towards players, right? Yeah, he's not a flair player, right? Yeah, he's not this type of player. He's not that type of player. Like you said, utility, right? Yeah, number one thing, utility. He knows where to be in the middle of the pitch, right? Yeah, and that's what we've been missing since we've had a player like Moussa Dembele in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah, I know.
Since he left. Even when he left, we still had Ericsson, but Ericsson wasn't like, he's up there somewhere, with middle of the pitch, right? The heart of the pitch, right? Yeah, is the strongest part. And this,
but again,
it's kind of good for us to have.
I would humbly suggest that Bentancur at his age, at his level of experience, it's still too early to be able to draw that. Yeah, okay, we need
not one player. I'm talking about the Conte system, right? The way he's building and structuring, right? Yeah, the players around, how they're moving around, and how the centre backs are ending up as an envelope to be attacking, right? Yeah, it's quite an exciting system. It's like you whip anything and you attack, whip any part you attack, thrust anything.
The issue there then is that it's actually, in a way, Conte's system is actually less about the personnel anyway, right? Yeah. It's about getting, so it doesn't actually matter, whether or not
getting the person to play that role. Can play it. It's important.
One sec. Yeah. So I would say that Bentancur is not. I mean, to be honest, we don't actually need a Dembele because we're not playing 4-3-1-2 anymore or 4-3-1-2 anymore. We're playing.
So Ian's suggesting that we could play a 3-5-2 with.
Yeah, I like 3-5-2.
Yeah, but ultimately, it's not about. It's about the player who can actually implement Conte's instruction is the more important thing. So it's not actually about the player being able to play a particular position or a particular role that we've seen before. It's about whether or not that player has got the footballing brain and the technical abilities that Conte needs to fit. And I'm not saying Bentancur doesn't have it. I'm just saying we don't know if he's got it yet because we've got to actually see him in action for, I would say, maybe 5 or 6 games before we can start saying he's the right.
So at the moment, we're just going on first impressions.
Yeah, I mean, 13 minutes is very, very short period of time to judge a player, I would say.
Someone's alarm's gone off.
It's my WhatsApp.
I think the roast chicken is ready.
or someone's being burgled.
Either that or Alan's not got.
Oh, no, it's a message saying Højbjerg. What happened to him in the first half? He was invisible. Second half, he suddenly come alive. That's it. Was there any tactical change in the second half that I didn't notice?
You started a trend in the first half. Everyone's phones are going off.
Mine don't. It's on silent.
Yeah, no, actually, I'm sleeping better now. I've turned vibrate off my phone because when everyone's messaging on UK time, my phone is like beeping and buzzing because I'm getting the same messages whilst I'm trying to sleep at like 3, 4 in the morning here in the Philippines.
Have you not got a do not disturb function?
I do, but I'm not always that organised. So I've just turned off the vibrate and turned the notifications and the ringtone volume down to nothing. And yes, as long as I don't drink copious amounts of coffee before bedtime, I'm okay.
Yeah.
But
A
yes,
lesson for us all.
yeah. Well, unfortunately,
What do we all make of the Conte press conference on Friday or whatever it was? I thought it was.
I haven't seen it actually.
To paraphrase him, he said that when you loan out players that you only bought 2 years ago, then you've obviously made a mistake.
Oh yeah.
So it was just so brilliant.
Yeah,
it was. And they asked him about the league, about going for the Champions League to fourth, and he sort of said something along the lines of, "No, I want to win the title." So I like what he says. He that when he's in that press conference, he also has to toe the company line a little bit, but you can read between the lines of what he's saying. And I got really felt with a lot of confidence when I saw that press conference.
Well, after a rather diabolical January, when he started his head started to drop, I think he's starting to see that all is not lost, and he can still shape the team to whatever degree Mr. Levy will permit that to happen. We'll have to wait and see.
I think we still have to get in this top 4. That is priority this season.
Good evening, Emzo.
Yeah, and the game on Wednesday, I think it's one of our games in hand, isn't it? It's not like a Wednesday where everyone's playing.
No, we've got Burnley in a few weeks, haven't we?
Yeah. So those 2 games, because we've still got to go to Anfield, we've still got to go to the Etihad, and I'm more confident we can get something out of those 2 grounds, even if it's a point. But we still have to go there. So we've got 2 games in hand. Well, 2 of those games we've got to play are at Anfield and the Etihad, so they're going to be difficult. But we got to go to Old Trafford. We got to play Arsenal at home. We got to win those 2 games, or at least not lose, and then get top 4. You can attract the players, and then it comes all down to who we sign in the summer. I think that's the crux. And it's lovely. I'd love to win a trophy. I really would, but I think at the moment the FA Cup is our luxury at the moment. Yeah, why not do both? And I'm sure that Conte's thinking that way. But at the moment, I think the top 4 is the priority for the future.
I don't know whether you saw on Twitter, our young prodigy, Dan THFC, was putting out a poll asking whether people, what was more important than whether it was FA Cup or top 4. And
it's about a mentality of winning. Listen, you can't be in this trophy right. Yeah, you're in the FA Cup right. Yeah, you have to have ambition to say, I'm here. I have a chance of winning. I got to believe that. It's about mentality. There's no point being in a competition if you think you're not going to win it.
Yeah, Khalid, I'm just let me finish out what I was saying before you jump in with a scything remark and whatever. But no, what he was actually saying is that my answer was FA Cup because at least that's silverware, but ideally both.
Well, that's the mentality we've got to have, and that's I'm sure what Conte's have, and is to win both. Just go out and do both. Win the FA Cup, finish top 4. Why not? Why not?
I think I wasn't being scything. I was just basically saying that.
Okay,
there's a belief that needs to come back into our fan base, and also the team.
Yeah, okay.
It comes from Conte.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not being like, no. It's just that it's nearly midnight here, and my vocabulary is starting to diminish. So it was the wrong words. It was the wrong words. I didn't have the mental capacity to come up with the correct words. So it's all good.
But I mean, don't you feel a little bit of hope with that game? Like it felt good. It felt good.
Yeah, no, it did. After the January,
normally after a break, we normally fall apart.
but after the January we had, which was just fish and chips, an absolute battering. It was good to see. It was good to see a glimpse of the team we want to see every week.
Yeah. I certainly haven't felt this confident since the days of Pochettino when we were doing well.
Or at least the 2 goals by Bergwijn against Leicester.
Yeah.
It feels like a rebuild.
Yeah, it's rebuild that had to happen last week.
Getting rid of those players.
Speak of the young man, Dan THFC. I can't say his former name because apparently it might get
demonetized.
Yeah, not that we get monetized. But yes, Dan. We are talking about the importance of focusing
2 P's, young man. 2 P's.
Yeah. Focus on both, not just one or the other.
No, I totally agree. I totally agree. What I'm trying to say is that for this season, I think the top 4 is the more important, I think, because then if you get the top 4 and attract the players that we want under Conte, then the trophies will start to follow.
I think we can actually have the conversation as long as we qualify the question. So you qualify the question by saying, if it had to be only one, which would you go for? Yes, I mean I agree with Amzo. Yeah, we are a club big enough to do both.
Yeah,
right. Other clubs have done both. He specifically mentions Arsenal, but others have done the same. So there is nothing to say that we can't do both. If we want to have the hypothetical discussion, it has to be qualified as if there is a scenario in which you can only have one of them.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Not that I'm aware of, anyway.
Okay.
Conte said that he wanted a consistent team, right? That did consistent things. He wanted it not to go up and down or crazy, whatever. And when you have a consistent team, then you know where you are, and you can predict where you're going to go, and then you can tweak it and improve it as you go along, right? And then there's improvement, month in, month out, season in, season out, transfer window, transfer out, and that's what Conte is trying to do, making it tight right now by getting rid of those 3 players. It's introducing 2. It's working. Even as fans, we're starting to see that, and we're starting to look at our players, how they with each other. I think Sonny, give it a couple more weeks, right? Yeah, when Sonny's like proper firing, then the team's going to take on another shape.
Well, exactly.
Because we need him. We need him. We can't just leave it all on Kane. we need Sonny.
So can I suggest? So what? I tell you what. Let's borrow from Shelfside Spurs here. Okay, let's just go round and we'll do each player in turn, and you can tell me what you thought of his performance against Brighton. All right. So Jamie, we'll start with you. We'll go around and
I can't really say much because the game was played at 4 a.m, so I've only seen highlights.
That's fine. That's all right. You can still give your impressions.
But my general impression.
Whoa! One second. We'll do on Shelfside Spurs. Each person gets 1 player, and it's not going around the panel and everyone does the same player.
All right.
Because that would take forever.
Well, I think I've already made my comment.
The whole team,
yeah.
Kane has got his.
No, we're not Paxton Road TV.
No, I'll give you the player, Jamie. Yeah. So, what was your thinking of Lloris's performance from the highlights that you saw?
Well, apart from the fact that he couldn't do much about the Brighton goal, pretty solid.
Cool. Anything that you noticed in particular?
No, he has been consistent of late. Whether that be because of his new contract or what, I don't know, but he's been consistent.
Cool, good. So, any comments on that? Anyone want to sort of?
Well, apart from welcome, Mr. Floridian Daniel, you're in the house, man.
Oh no, that means we can't fucking swear. Oh shit.
It lasted really
Hiding, Dan.
Also, remember,
you have any exams or something you can do?
Remember, his dad is a Man City fan, and we've got that soon.
Going back to Mr. K's comment about mentality and winning. I'm just looking at the table here. So Conte will say, okay, on Wednesday night, there's no one else in the top 4 competition that are playing on Wednesday night, so that's our game in hand effectively. We beat Southampton, we got 39 points. That's 1 point clear of Man United, and that is 3 points clear of Arsenal. Okay, we go to Man United and we beat Man United, then that puts us 4 points clear of Man United. We go to Arsenal, we beat them, that puts us 6 points clear of them. So the mentality that Conte will be infusing into the team is we beat Southampton, we win at Old Trafford, we beat Arsenal, and we've got 5 or 6 points on our rivals, and then you do well in the rest of the games that you have. I mean, obviously he wants to win every game, but you look at those 3 games in particular. We win those games, then
we're in a really good position because we're going to have to look at the Wolves game later as well as a preview. So I think we can see the thing taking shape. Absolutely. But getting back to last night, Gaguma, did you manage to watch the show? The show. Well, it was a show. Did you manage to watch the game?
Yes. I saw it.
And what did you think of Davinson Sanchez's performance?
Sanchez, I think he did really well. I feel like he's a lot more confident and calm, because before I felt like he seemed kind of unsure of himself and like just kind of nervous. But I feel like now he's a lot more confident, and he even like drove forward a couple times, I think. So yeah, I think he did really well.
Awesome. Yeah, I think he had one Bambi in the headlights moment for me. But otherwise, yeah, he's become a lot more solid recently. I agree. Alan, you get our new signing. That isn't a new signing. Cutie, what do you think of Romero?
Oh, that a new signing. Yeah, that new signing at the back. It was like a new signing. That come into a game and looked like he'd never been missing. If you know what I mean. He was solid. Yeah, he had the one error which nearly let a player in, but other than that, rock solid. And
couple of crucial saves, isn't it?
Yeah, he made some vital blocks. Bit unlucky with the deflection on Basuma, but he weren't at fault for anything, obviously, apart from that one slip that nearly let Mope in.
What do we reckon? Whose heart was in their mouth when he went down with cramp?
Oh, yeah.
No.
It was a case of when he went down and I see him pull a face, I thought, oh no, please. I think I might have even said it on this show last week, that when we were talking about transfers. It was a case of we can't afford to lose a player like Romero, because he's going to be coming back from a very, very dodgy hamstring injury. The last thing we need to be doing is rushing him back in. So, of course, after 60 minutes, 64 minutes or 74 minutes, I wasn't worried one bit. He looked like it. But then when he went down, it was a case of, oh, here we go.
Yeah. Anyway, anything else on Romero? I thought he was okay. I thought it was good. Yeah, actually.
I think he even took the ball forward. He took the ball out of defence, and he had that little mazy run. That shame that I can't remember who it was that didn't cross it over to him. There was it Reguilon?
Yeah,
Reguilon.
You see the number of times he came into the midfield to do a tackle.
Yeah, obviously Gaguma's got a crush, so that's always good to. So moving on to not everyone's favourite player, although I really like him for his attitude. I think he really is a good chap, and I do have a lot of affection for him. Ben Davis, Mr. Matthews, what did you think of Benny?
Well, Ben Davis is Ben Davis. He's a player that's never going to be a 10 out of 10, but I don't think he's a player that's going to be a 5 out of 10. I think he's just a consistent, especially under Conte, he's just a consistent performer, and we haven't got anyone on the left side of our defence apart from him. And yeah, he does what he does. He does what Ben Davis does. He just adds consistency to the team. I don't think he did anything yesterday that was spectacular. I don't think he did anything that was really wrong. But he's the sort of player you need. You only have to look at players like, what's the guy's name at Liverpool? I think I'm on a free.
On a free.
Luis Diaz?
No. The guy he was at Villa. He was at Man City. You know.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, you know the player I mean.
I know who you mean. Yeah.
you need players like that. You need those players that you can rely on. I mean, I know Ben Davies has taken a lot of flack in the past, but I think that's because he wasn't really an attacking left back. Although he had the best during our season at Wembley, he had the second best most assists from a fullback in that season. So but I think now he's in that position that he plays for Wales as well, and I think he's comfortable there. And I think Conte has got the. I think talking about Sanchez earlier, I think Conte's gotten them to be confident now. He's got the confidence back in those players, and the confidence that if you make an error, hey, you make up for it. You keep going. You keep going. And I think that's with with Ben Davies. I think Ben Davies had a Ben Davies performance. I think.
Can I posit a question to you guys? Can I posit the question? In terms of upgrading the centre of defence, who is it that out of last night's 3 is the first to sort of drop down the pecking order? Yeah, sorry. No, I'll change that. Before Romero came in, it was Sanchez, Dyer, Davis. Generally, out of those 3. Who is the first to drop down the pecking order?
Off the top of my head, Sanchez.
Yeah. For the simple reason we haven't got any left-sided centre backs, I would go with Sanchez, and Dyer's improved as well. I think that you could.
Is there not a possibility that Dyer can play on the left instead of Davies?
My word! I'm watching the Barca game right now, and Jordi Alba has just hit a Puskas Award contender.
Okay.
Okay. Focus on the issue at hand.
So did Emerson. He made the ball go this way and that way. He bewitched the ball and
so I'll turn that question around in that case. Out of the 3 that we've had before Romero came back, who would be the first that you would seek to upgrade? Specifically for the position they've been playing. So Sanchez, we're assuming Sanchez on the right of the centre, Davis on the left of the centre, Dyer right in the middle. Out of those 3,
I still would say Sanchez. I still would say Sanchez. But I think that if we get a decent centre back during the summer, so you got Romero and another centre back, and I think players like Dyer, Sanchez, or Davis, whoever plays in that position, I think you can get away with that if you're going to challenge for titles and that sort of thing, that these players will learn from these other players alongside them. I don't think we'll be title contenders with Romero and the 2 guys, whether it be Dyer, Sanchez, or whoever. But if we get another really decent player, and if we get a decent left-sided, then Ben Davies obviously drops to the bench, But yeah, I think if we can get 2 really decent centre backs, you can start challenging for things. And you can get your Dyers and that next to them, and I think they'll do all right, definitely.
Apparently, Ben Kaufman wants us to sign Botman only because we can sing his name to the Batman. I think it might be worth us.
He is one of the players that Conte is interested in, along with one of the Inter guys.
But I think it's important. I think it's important that we test out what Ben is actually suggesting here. So I think altogether we should actually attempt it and see how it sounds.
All right.
So on 3, everyone ready? Yeah. Gugum, I can't see if you're nodding or not. So are you ready?
Well, this time of night she's probably
ready? 1, 2, 3. Na 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 na.
Not inquired.
That was atrocious, you people.
And
I actually lived through the time when they used to show that on TV.
Oh,
the Adam West show.
Oh, they were brilliant.
And you guys butchered it so hard, I had to go off screen because I knew that was going to happen.
Okay, so because you did that, Kay, everyone else is now on mute, so you have to do it very fast.
So
I just imagine the.
Oh look! I put myself on mute again. Sorry.
The interview with Don Paratici after the summer window, and I said, "Well, Don, is it great that you signed this Botman? What was your reason for signing?" Well, he's a really good player, lots of experience, but basically, you can sing the Batman tune to him. Imagine that.
So moving on to our wide players. So Kay, you get the honour of giving us your take on Emerson's performance yesterday.
Thank you
very
much.
Or was it just common?
I think it was like Batman. he was appearing everywhere. Left wing, what's he doing there? Left top wing, what's he doing there? Left by wing, what's he doing in the byline? He's now assisting a forward, Sanchez, right? And the rest of the team's over there, and he's like, these are the two most advanced players we've got. Emerson was on it. He was on it. Somehow, Conte turned around to him and said, I want you to get that ball on the front, try to score a goal, pass it to the next man and score a goal. Do it as fast as you can. And he was there all the time. He was everywhere. I couldn't believe it. I thought to myself, this guy is just, he's had a nice, good rest, and he's starting to mature a little bit. He's young. And I thought, wow, there's a lot more this guy can do. And I think this Conte system is like kind of weird, because there's a couple of times when it whipped around and the formation-wise, and it pulled out one of the defensive three and used them as a battering ram against the goal, right? And it did it on both sides, right? So this Conte system, right? Yeah, I've seen it doing kind of different things, and now it's got to this stage, and it's looking kind of interesting. And I think that, like I was saying at the beginning, that combination of having someone like Bentancur in the middle of that kind of really helps that system move the ball in a different way we haven't seen before. Because we've always been trying to do it around the edges, that type of stuff. Yeah. But it'd be nice to go through the, But Emerson, I was really impressed.
Anyone else? What was everyone else's take on Emerson?
Yeah, no. As I said earlier, I like Emerson.
He's improving. He's improving.
There's a lot to work. There's stuff to work with.
You heard when he scored the goal and he went to the bench and he screamed something.
Yeah.
You know what he screamed? Someone that's Portuguese commented on what and translated it. What he was saying, I'm staying, like F word staying. That's what he was screaming out. So
good on him. Yeah.
Maybe the fan base turning on him was what he needed to wake up.
Yeah, maybe, absolutely. Listen, if he wants to fight, great.
Yeah,
because that's what we want. Yeah. We want fighters, right? If he fights and he's still shit, no, I'm not saying he's shit, but if he fights and he still doesn't, get better, then Conte will fix it.
But if you look at the fan base, I mean, when Moussa Dembele was when Sissoko, right? Yeah, that first year was like 6 months ago, it was just crap. But then he turned it around, buckled down, worked really freaking hard, right? Yeah, and said, listen, you know what? People are entitled to say what they want to say, but it's down to me if I want to change something. And he took everything on board, and he said, you know what? I'm changed position because Pochettino told him to change position. It's the same thing here.
We lost a lot of steel when Sissoko left, and we didn't replace it. We lost a hell of a lot of steel.
I just remember the Champions League game. I think he went down injured. It might have been the Man City game. And I actually thinking, oh, no, we can't lose Sissoko. And, who'd have thought that a couple of years earlier? I think he tailed off towards the end of his Tottenham time. But certainly that that Champions League season, he was immense that season, definitely.
It was just a lot of, I mean, whatever else you think of him, and God knows who didn't, he was always, every single time, he was just, the last ounce of his strength was put on the pitch. Yeah. Anyway, that's in the past. Yes. So we now move on to everyone's favorite. Everyone loves this guy. I've never seen an unkind word said about the following player, and that is Harry Winks. And that one, and that one falls to you, Dan. That one falls to you, Dan. What did you think of Harry Winks' performance last night?
When a lot of people talk about the most improved player under Antonio Conte, a lot of the time you hear Davinson Sanchez, you hear Eric Dyer, but for me, I think it'd actually be him. He's been absolutely phenomenal under Antonio Conte.
So he's like the old Winks.
Would you go that far, or would you say he's a lot better?
He's a lot. I'd go that far. Because what I've seen from him is those passes that he was afraid to do and that he would just turn around and pass it backwards or sideways. He's doing them now. Those long balls. He's getting into tackles. It's a Harry Winks that I haven't seen the old Harry Winks ever since that Liverpool game. And from then on, he's been absolutely world class. I've been one of the ones that have slated him quite a lot. But, our midfield is looking a little competitive now. We hit next season, we have Pape Matar Sarr coming in. And we've got Bentancur. If Conte wants to play with two in the middle, there's going to be a lot of competition for that place. Harry Winks is going to fight. What I've seen, he looks like he's going to fight for his place.
Was it a Winks long ball that started off our second goal? Didn't he put Emerson through? from
Not
our
sure if I
defence.
remember.
That goal started from our penalty area. We won the ball back. I'm pretty sure it's Harry Winks that put this long ball through that Emerson ran onto, and
He put a lot of long balls through, and I've seen Harry Winks consistently playing those long balls, correctly. So Harry Winks has just looked really positive ever since that Liverpool game, and I'm so happy with his performances.
Excellent. Any other thoughts on Winks, guys? Anything to add?
It's given Conte the ability to get rid of Dele Alli. The fact that Winks stepped up, because you need that homegrown quarter.
Yeah.
Right. Winks feels that. You could, players going out, players coming in, they're like overseas. But when it came to replacing someone like Dele Alli, Winks stepped up. And I think that's kind of been very fortunate for us anyway.
Yeah.
Redemption for him.
You don't feel worried about anyone that comes on now from the subs bench, do you? Really?
No.
Yeah.
I think Bergwijn was a little bit disappointing though, and Mora was a little bit pushed out. His huff and puff wasn't there.
Yeah, I think Mora's a bit. I think he's shattered. I think he needs a break. A couple of games.
It's a good thing Kulusevski's there now.
We can do that. We can afford to do that. So yeah, I think we have a team there that you're not worried about, who comes off the bench or who is, whoever's in the first 11. You're quite confident that they can do a job, which we didn't have until, Ndombele, no matter how brilliant he can be, you never knew what you was going to get with him when he came on. And the same with Lo Celso, really. He had injuries, but the same with Lo Celso, and same with Dele Alli. Dele Alli played brilliant against Liverpool. Yeah, this is great. He's back, and then next week he was rubbish. But I think with the players we've got out now, I think you're going to get a consistency from them.
Speaking of Ndombele, did everyone see his comment about being in the cellar?
No.
I didn't see it. What did he say?
I think something got lost in translation.
Yeah, so apparently, I'll bring up the thing. What does he say? What was the exact quote?
Was it Google Translate?
No, he said, about speaking about Spurs, he said, I needed to feel something else. I needed oxygen. I was going to stay in the cellar at Tottenham. And it's like,
I'm sure he said that in French.
Some of you will have seen, I said that my response to that would be, that's because that's where you keep your KFC, you fat, lazy sack of something or other.
Look, I must make a comment here.
He's not fat. I agree.
Yeah, that joke has got tired and old now. It's just so old.
He's saying thank you. You made me fit, and now I can go back to Leon. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, when he walked off that day, that was a disgrace, and I'm glad he's out of the club because you need play. But I don't hate him. But people seem to hate these players, and it's just a tired old joke now.
I agree with you, Brad. No, I don't. I wouldn't have felt anything towards him if he hadn't turned around and said, I was in the cellar at Tottenham. It's like, what did you do to drag yourself out of the cellar? You don't
find it funny? I mean, I told you it's French. No, it's French, man. Literally, I mean, you're quoting it in English. It's like, it's ambiguous, man. The cellar, it could be funny. In France, it might be a funny thing to say. You don't know.
Or does he mean? Do you think the prospects of our team getting up to the higher echelons of the league?
I see more positives, and I'll just leave the negatives alone.
Yeah. Anyway,
they're gone. They're gone.
Now that Eugen has arrived, he gets to talk to us about Højbjerg.
What about Dan? Oh, Dan got Harry Winks.
I got Harry Winks. Yeah.
No.
He got the special one.
You've got Reguilon.
I thought that was Mr. K.
I'm just going.
No, I did Emerson.
I'm just going.
No, you're the special one, so to speak.
Yeah. So what?
Yeah, got Reguilon though, Rez.
Yeah, we're going across the middle. So
okay, I'll be quiet now. I'm causing confusion in the ranks.
All right, guys. Hear me clearly?
Yes.
Yeah.
To tell the truth, I didn't watch the match live. Right, I watched it in a recorded version. I won't just talk about Højbjerg because Højbjerg. I know. Of course it is.
We won in both versions.
Yeah, we won in both versions.
Yeah. Can you imagine? You Sky Plus it, we win, and then when you go back to watch it, we somehow lose.
I was waiting for us to lose. Because I didn't go through. I didn't see the score. I just watched the live. I mean, just watched the recorded version. I didn't go through the chats. I didn't do anything. So when I was watching it, right, I won't go to Højbjerg because I didn't see much of Højbjerg. Right, he wasn't like outstanding or whatever at the time. To me, when Kane put in that goal, right, in my thoughts was Kane is back. Okay, Kane is back. Number one. All right. Number two is that I think Kane and Sonny has found back their love again. Because when I saw what Sonny did, and when he had that burst that you guys were talking about, like the Burnley game that he ran through just ran right through the Brighton defense, but of course he didn't score, and it was deflected off a Brighton defender. Then Kane put it in. At least Kane and Sonny are laughing at each other again. It wasn't like they're not looking at each other. In the earlier stages of the season, we were seeing Kane and Sonny not even looking at each other. There was some kind of wall there or some disagreement or something, but at least they're
stop
so much
watching the
better
Barca
now.
game. He's like,
Yeah.
apparently it's a very good game between Barca and Atleti.
Yeah,
Well,
you got to choose.
I'm starting to get mad seeing Adama Traore whenever he gets the ball. But
You're either on the
Who's he playing,
stream
is he?
or you're following Barcelona. All right, one or the other. Then. Okay.
So in the end of the day, Højbjerg did what Højbjerg does usually, right? He's he put up his performance, and I guess he's part of. Was he taken off?
Who? Højbjerg? No.
Yeah, he wasn't taken off. Okay, so he wasn't taken off.
Kulu chase for Moira.
Yeah. So to me, it's that Højbjerg did what Højbjerg does, right? Break it down. Yeah. But my Højbjerg things, right? But what impressed me a lot is our defenders were actually in the penalty box. Davis was like attacking, right? And that gives me a bit of worry, because if you're playing against Brighton, you can do that. Imagine you're playing against a much better team, and Davis and Sanchez is in the penalty box.
All the way up the top of the field, yeah.
Yeah, and then if you get counter-attacked, they can't get back. So that's a bit of my worry.
The worry. I mean, I would really hope that Conte would adjust his tactics.
Of course. Yeah. Of course he will. Of course he will.
You'd
right?
hope. You'd hope he'd do that, but
yeah. And Kane's goal actually came off a defensive error by Brighton. So I think Brighton losing Dan Burns and Ben White, right? That has given them a bit of instability in their defense. And of course, the other thing is they did have chances against us. Don't forget, guys, but they just weren't taken. So, right. So that's how I see it.
We'll come to you in a second, Brad, you go first. Then we've got some important news. And then...
yes.
What I was going to say about Harry Kane and getting his old mojo back. Where I was at the ground yesterday, we got it off a mistake. When Kane got that ball, you more or less knew it was going to be a goal. And when he hit it, because where I had a perfect view, as soon as he hit it, that's in. And that's the Kane that I remember. Like, when he gets the ball, he's going to score here, because he was in that position where he used to do that stuff, curl it in that top corner, and that's what happened yesterday. So I agree, he's back, and that little burst of pace from Sonny, that was the most exciting part of that whole game yesterday. I thought it was like, wow,
we need to be more exciting. We need to be more exciting, because Dan's watching the Barca game and Eddie's watching the Forest game.
I have a lot of tabs open.
News. This is the pressing news. It's very important. It's Forest 2, Leicester 0.
What? I haven't gotten a notification for the second goal yet. I haven't gotten a notification for the second goal yet. Oh, Barca about to score again.
Yeah. No one cares about Barca. They're rubbish.
The hell of a game.
So moving back around over to you, Jamie, we're getting to the one that everyone wants to talk about. It's the most exciting player, Sergio Reguilón. How was his performance for you, Jamie?
I really couldn't say much about it, because again, I only got to see highlights. So next,
what were the highlights of the highlights for you?
Not enough to make a comment. Just that I hope that Real Madrid don't follow through with their buyback option.
So we'll go back to Goguma. What were your thoughts on Reguilón's performance yesterday? How did Sergio do for you?
Reggie's play really stood out to me in the first half more than the second half. I think he was solid. And I don't know more than that. I can't say. I just felt like he had a solid game.
Cool. Excellent.
Well, I think,
anyone's views on?
I think we have a nice balance there in our wing backs. We've got this raw aggression, this sort of rawness of Emerson, and Reguilon is actually quite a skillful player. I think you've got the sort of balance there with those two. And I thought Reguilon. I always think that when he gets the ball, there's something's going to happen. You think, you feel confident when he's got the ball that something's going to happen. But yeah, I thought we had a solid. I think the whole team played pretty solid yesterday. I don't think I can say there was one outstanding player yesterday. I thought it was just a good team performance, which is what you want. So yeah, no, I thought Reguilon, yeah, and I think we've got some good cover there as well. Because I also like what I've seen of Sessegnon when he's played there as well. So I think we're well stocked there.
Yeah. I think, Brad, you said the magic word, right? We played like a team yesterday.
Yeah,
we played like a family.
Yeah.
Maybe a lot of people have been saying that, or I've seen significant numbers of people saying that with the removal of the Dele Alli, the Ndombele, the Lo Celso, a lot of negative energy has come out of the dressing room. Did you see signs of that? I'm not saying I did. I'm not saying I didn't. But did anyone get that feeling that
when it comes down, when it comes togetherness. Sorry, Alan.
I thought there was more of a harmony. I thought there was more of a harmony there yesterday, and I don't know. They just seem to click better. There seems to be a bit of a spine there compared to worry. In other words, what's he going to do? What is he going to do? It just it did seem a bit more of a spine to it. I thought.
Yeah. But for me, is that when Bissouma scored that goal, right, and when we went back at them and got the third goal, that actually shows what we lacked all this while. Remember when during the other managers' time, whenever we conceded one, we tend to crumble, right? But at least this time we stood up and fought back. That's how I feel. We fought back.
Within 3 minutes, or 4 minutes, we were back with the 2-goal cushion. Yeah.
I think we did that in an earlier game, didn't we?
Yeah, West Ham. We were winning 1-0. They come back 1-0, and then
we went.
Later.
Yeah.
I also like how we didn't wait for them to score first. Like we went out there and we scored first. I think that
we were on the front foot.
Yeah, we were on the front foot from the start.
I think we've been more susceptible. We've been more susceptible, I think, to losing when we've been more comfortable. I think with the West Ham, where we were one up, and then they equalised. That I think has less of an impact. Up until we don't know what the future will be, but up until now, that has probably had less of an impact than say being 2-0 up and conceding one.
That's what I was saying at the beginning about Romero. It's like he gave that, he was the difference in that defense, right? Yeah, that gave that stability to me as a fan, right, watching it, where I didn't feel worried. I thought to myself that if they scored another goal and made it 3-2, then it's squeaky bum time. But then everyone's chucking their bodies in the way. Already. But the first half, right, while we're attacking, we could freely attack, even if the ball came back and they had maybe a pop at it. I didn't feel worried. I thought Romero looked assured, and he was like right at the back, last man sort of thing. So,
and that was always the problem, wasn't it? It was a problem. It was also a problem before Conte got here. We'd be 2 goals up, and then the other team would suddenly get a goal back, and we'd panic. We go, oh my god!
I mean, Guy is good, right? Yeah, but Romero's like just some totally different thing, man. It's like wow. Yeah. I feel really
Romero was Romero playing center back? Because in the lineup, he was playing like on the right of the centre back.
Yeah, that's true.
Right back.
No, he's playing centre. He was the king. He was the pin in the middle.
Yeah,
playing pin.
And he was in the end. I think maybe Conte made some kind of.
No, on the BBC, he's got him as the centre pin. Yeah, on the BBC website, he's got him as a centre pin. Sanchez on the right, Davis on the left.
Yeah, but that's not definitive. That would have been done before the game kicked off.
No. But in terms of what we saw in the game when we watched it live, it's like he was in the middle. Sanchez would sweep in that way and end up being in a 9 position.
Yeah,
I was shocked.
What
and Emerson
Davis
would end up in 11 position.
Yeah. And Davis was our wing back.
So obviously we need to discuss him because he was mentioned a number of times. So Alan, what did you think of Sergio Reguilon's performance?
I thought he actually done. I thought he done a superb effort along the left hand side. I just wish he had taken that chance of that goal.
Yeah,
That would have just cemented a good performance.
Well, that just echoes what Ellie and Ben Kaufman said in the last couple of comments.
Absolutely.
But that's another good thing about yesterday was the fact that we played well, we got through, we were always comfortable, yet we know there's improvement to be made. That's the other thing. Yeah, there's improvement there. We do need to improve, and that's a great thing. We're looking okay, but yeah, we need to improve, and I thought that was a really good thing yesterday.
Khalid,
I like Ellie's comment here.
Privy thinks you're lovely.
I like Ellie's comment here about Romero. That I was watching that with some people, and it was a classic, old school English centre back reducer. On Ramsey, it was like crunch, and it was like yes,
let him know you're there.
absolutely. So it's a shame. It's a bit of a shame that we don't have Scott M here with us, because he could wax lyrical about his all-time. It's not just his favorite current Spurs player; it's his all-time favorite Spurs player, I believe, Lucas Moura. So we'll go to Brad and then to Mr. K and then back up to Dan. So Brad, what did you think of Lucas's performance?
Showed patches, but I think he needs a rest. I don't think his game against Leicester was that brilliant from memory. He did a couple of Lucas Moura type things, but it wasn't the Lucas Moura that's had a really good season that we've seen in previous games. And I think that just comes down, like Son before he got the injury and got time off, and Højbjerg. They just need a rest, and I think now we've got the squad where you can bring in Kulu Shaker. You can bring in Kulu, or you can bring in Bergwijn for Moura, and you can get away with it. And I think you can do that now. I think I'm confident.
Ellie's happy. Ellie's happy.
We're going to get to that, Jamie.
So I think Moura. He just needs a bit of a break. But I'm not worried. I've got no problems. He'll come back and be just as good as he was earlier in the season, without a doubt.
Yeah, so just before we carry on, it's very important. I just thought we'd do this. Ellie's comment.
Because we really like Leicester, don't we? They're such a nice team. We love Leicester,
aren't they? Aren't they lovely people? Aren't they lovely?
I feel so sad that they're going out the cup.
Yeah,
take those fucking horrible clapper things with you.
Tell me that. I mean, this is the thing. Leicester fans are so dumb that their club has to provide them something to help them clap, for which they need to use their hands.
I have to say, if a friend of mine, Jarvis, is watching, which he won't be, but if he was watching, he's a Leicester fan. He's a really decent guy, so I do apologise to Jarvis.
Same. I know. My neighbour's a Leicester fan. My neighbour's a Leicester fan.
Rest. Hold on. It's a COVID protocol.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. You can't bring your own hands together in case you're self-COVID. Achoo.
I think it's because their hands are too greasy from all the Walker's crisps.
That's also a possibility. That is also.
So it wouldn't be. It'd be.
I'll tell you what. I should have put some money on Everton winning the FA Cup before they beat Brentford yesterday, because I think their odds have gone down a bit now. But because I think because of that history we have of ex-players winning trophies, and now Dele Alli's got a cheeky fiver and winning the FA Cup this season. Yeah.
How ironic.
We're playing Everton not on a long time. We're playing Everton, so I wouldn't be surprised if Dele Alli scores against us.
Yeah.
To be honest,
no, I don't think he'll celebrate though. I don't think he'll celebrate.
No, I don't think he would. That message was lovely.
No, I think he'll come onto the pitch and half of the Spurs fans will just go.
I've got to say this. I've got to say this. And look, guys. I've only had that's the only beer I've had today. I haven't had loads of them. Okay? I've got to say this
with a whiskey chaser.
Yeah, I've got to say this. I was so annoyed. Sky Sports on Thursday when bang, bang, bang. Ben Batur, Ben, Ben had
Canto.
scored.
Are you sure you've only had one drink?
Yeah, I was.
Bim.
He'd scored that cracking goal for Uruguay, right? And we all loved it. Next morning, Sky Sports News. Well, let's see how the new signings of Premiership players are done. They went through every single player apart
Except him.
from him.
Yeah.
And then when they showed, because I'd read the Dele Alli tweet, when they showed that tweet, they took out the bit about "I'd like to thank the fans."
Yeah.
Because when I saw it, I'm sure he thanked the fans. I went back and he thanked the fans in that tweet, and they took it out of the bit they showed. So Sky Sports News.
Exactly.
Yes, there's one more for BT Sport.
Talk about things in Sky like stars. Dan, what did you think of Sonny's performance?
Sonny. Well, Sonny always makes a difference. It's just Sonny. Like, whenever you've got Sonny in the squad, whatever player you could have, it's an improvement. And Son Heung-min, he was injured for a while. He had a few opportunities I wish he would have put in. But that run, I've said it. I don't know if you've seen the interview, him commentating on his goal against Burnley, when he said he looks around for a pass, and then he doesn't realize he has anything, and then he just drifts forward. That's exactly what I realized yesterday, where he was looking around. Reguilon wasn't opening up for an option. There was no one in the middle, and then he just realized, I've got to do this by myself, and he just sprints forward, takes on the defenders, tries to cut in. The defender gets lucky and puts a little bit of a heel on it, and then it falls to Harry Kane, and you know the rest. But Sonny, it's just those moments that makes him world class. Those moments that you'll remember. So Son Heung-min, it was a good performance, but if he would have been playing a long time, if he didn't just come back from an injury, I'm sure he would have had more than one goal in this game.
I actually said, funnily enough, when he was making that run, shades of Burnley when he was doing that, because it was quite similar. It didn't quite break for him on that particular run. But
and also it was a lot closer, the run. The run was a lot closer than the
one thing.
It wasn't from our own box.
One thing slightly removed from the game, but related to Burnley. I can't believe they got Weghorst.
Yeah. Did you see his ridiculous open goal miss? Or no, it wasn't open goal, but did you see his ridiculous skied effort?
No.
Yeah, it was.
He's not the sort of player, irrespective of his screw ups. I would expect to go to Burnley.
No, you wouldn't. Listen,
I think Burnley sold Chris Woods. They had a bit of money, so they spent it on him. Right. So that's how I see it. But the question is, why didn't we go for him?
Yeah, that is a very good question.
Yeah, that's the whole window, isn't it, for you? I thought the players we got in, the players we got out were actually good, but I would rate the window 5, maybe 6 out of 10. It would be a 7, but we didn't get a backup striker or another striker, and we didn't get the right wing back, which we were looking for. So for me, that's what reduces my marking. But I'm actually pleased with the players that we got and the players that we got out the door.
I really hope we go for Lamptey this summer. I really do hope we do, because if we get Lamptey, we're gonna look proper.
Lamptey's a good player. Alan,
yes, Alan.
Rez, I've got to ask this question to you because
I'm just switching my camera off for a second.
The rest of the people might not know this.
Yeah.
Have you been onto the community lately and seen what Stoof's feeling about Weghorst going to Burnley?
No, I haven't. I popped my head in the other day, but only just to say hi.
Oh, okay. So I know he used to, every time the transfer window came around, and we would connect any connection, he would change his avatar to him, and he would we want him. So of course I can imagine. I left the community. I ain't been on there for about 4 or 5 months now. And I can just imagine him kicking cans around, if not the cat, just for the fact that he never got his player.
Yeah. I think we've all done a bit of cat kicking over the last month, to be honest.
3-1.
Not literally, people watching. Not literally. Literally, not literally.
Yeah.
How many minutes?
No, I was saying
it's like around the
literally all of
35th
us.
minute.
So I was thinking, not
35th
literally.
minute.
But guys, to tell the truth, right, on Sonny, I believe, right, if he's back to 100%, when he can give his 110%, right, I think Kane and him will get back to that old combination that they showed during the Mourinho time, right?
That's why I like the 3-5-2.
Well, funnily enough, speaking of Kane, tell us what you thought of Kane yesterday, Eugene. It's a good.
To tell the truth, when Kane put in that goal, right, even though it came from a defensive mistake, he took his chance, and deep down inside, I said, Kane looks like he's back. You see, and he's got that. It doesn't feel like Kane is like lost. At least now he's got his focus back. He's got his confidence back, right? And if it was like 2 months ago, he wouldn't have taken that shot.
No.
He wouldn't have taken that shot. And
no, he wouldn't have.
So he took that shot. It went in.
Yeah.
And I guess even the keeper was surprised that he took that shot. To tell the truth, right? So because maybe they were thinking Kane won't have the confidence to take it, so he did it. And I guess Harry Kane is back.
As soon as he cut in, I knew he was going to shoot. As soon as he cut in, I knew he was going to shoot.
Yeah.
Just a quick poll before I know we're going back. Just a quick poll. I'm always interested in that.
A very fast Polish runner.
Lewandowski.
Yeah, he's a good goal. Yeah.
I always want to ask this question on the screen, but I always forget, and it just reminded me. Right. So, hands up if when you refer to him, you call him Sonny. So, hold on. There's the thing. Or Sonny.
Oh.
What?
Well, Sonny, innit? I'm a Londoner.
Do you say Sonny?
It's Sonny, mate. I'm from London, all right?
Sonny.
I say Sonny.
I say Sonny, but I normally say son. Come on, my son.
Yeah, but that's because of the spelling. Do you say Sonny or Sonny? I say Sonny.
I say Sonny.
I say Sonny.
I say Sonny.
Yeah, but Dan, you still probably say Sonny delayed.
That you could ask Google my wife, because when we pronounce the names, it's Son Hyun Ming. So that's why when agents we will say Sonny, correct? Google.
We're talking about the nickname, because obviously the nickname doesn't always have to be exact. I mean, we've been calling Harry Winks Harry Wanks until recently. So,
that's Winky now.
Now it's Winky now.
Harry stinks.
Or according to Arthur, Winkerbell, which I quite like. So Gugumo, yes, this will be the important one. How if you were to call him Sonny or Sunny, which would you choose?
I say sunny, so I guess it sounds like sunshine. So, I say sunny. I know it's like son, but when I say it, it comes out sunny.
and for our education, what is the actual pronunciation of his full name?
손흥민.
Son.
The sort of the consonants are actually quite softened.
Yep.
Sonny. Excellent. Cool. Sorry. So you were talking about Harry Kane, Eugene. Sorry, I had to get before I forgot again.
Wait.
Okay.
Son's name is Son Hyun-min.
Yep.
I thought it was Hyun-min's son.
Well,
no, in Asia.
In Asia, the surname comes first.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you put the surname first and then the surname.
Have you got Son on the inside of your hat, Dan?
Yeah, this is actually a Son. This is a Son special hat. This is
number
his
7.
signature.
All right.
And this is number 7. The back it says Son.
Wow.
Okay, Gugama, I know you want his hat. You want his hat.
I'm jealous.
I can look up and see the I can look up and see the sun and the sun.
See, this was helpful. This was helpful because the spelling of it is the problem. Thank you, Mr. K.
It's Sonny.
No, Toshiba.
Without wanting to
Hitachi.
Without wanting to swear
Hitachi who?
Or mention any Arsenal player, but they had an interview with an Arsenal fan years and years ago, and he referred to Thierry Henry as Terry Henry.
Henry.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I think Goguma. Am I right in saying that you don't really want Sonny's hat? You want his heart?
No.
Do you want more than his heart? She
Well,
wants
he's
all of
single.
him.
He's single.
She wants
You
all
know.
of
I
him.
think the hat is enough for now.
No, but he might be watching us and realize that he has found his perfect match.
His father
here
won't let him
on
though.
Spurswasion.
Yeah, true.
His father won't let him though.
Yeah.
Yeah, not yet, anyway, not yet. And finish your studies, almost. It's like finish your career.
And then you can marry Gogoma.
Yes, exactly. We're all invited to the wedding, aren't we, Gogoma? All of us, right? I mean, he can afford it. He can fly us all out.
And please send the private jet.
Yes,
I don't
thank
fly commercial.
you. So,
Okay,
on to the
sorry,
club.
Gogoma. We're not being mean. We're just being cute.
So onto the
Google
subs.
Mamos.
Did you manage to form any kind of opinion about Kulusevski's performance last night?
Yes.
Well, who are we talking to? Dan or me?
Jamie.
Okay. No. I think it was the conversation we had before on air. He will show that he is a good buy, but at the moment he still looks like a 21-year-old.
Cool.
He is a 21-year-old.
What
But we're saying in the sense of we were expecting Kulu to be the one that hit the ground running, but albeit for a short appearance, Bentancur was the one that looked more match ready.
What did you think? What did you guys think of his sort of that hold up play before playing Bergwijn? I thought that was a very, very good play. I mean, he was holding off two players, held the ball until players arrived, and then perfect pass for Bergwijn. We'll come to him.
No right.
So, any other thoughts on Kulu?
As I said,
from anyone.
Well,
his nickname should still be Kulu Hoop.
I don't think Kulu had a bad performance though. I just think Bentancur's performance just completely outshined him. And another thing is that if Bergwijn and Kane put away those two chances that Kulusevski set up for him, we'd be praising his name.
See, Dan can say his name. I can't. I was getting
Kulusevski.
Kulu. There you go.
Just call him Kulu. Just call him Kulu.
That was a perfect half Swedish, half Serbian pronunciation.
Coming from a Cuban American.
Yes.
Puerto Rican as well.
Okay, let's say you're from generally the southeast of the North America.
The southeast of the North America. That's.
I think for Kulu, right? He needs some time to more or less get used to the speed, and he does have the build to hold the ball. He's not a small boy; he's a big boy, right?
Yeah.
So
are we talking about Kulu or Dan?
He didn't do nothing wrong, did he? He didn't do nothing.
Dan, of course, is a big boy. He's always with us.
Okay,
as long as you don't
please
fucking swear in front of him.
But
I
think
was more worried about another direction the conversation could have gone in. So
Kulu needs time. As I said, Kulu will need time because number one, like you said, he's 21 years old. He's arrived to a new league, right? He needs to adapt to what needs the speed, right? Physicality, I think he has it. I think it's just the positioning and the type of the things that he needs to pick up what the Premier League is, right? And for Ben, I think he's much matured, and I think he will more or less slip in much more easier.
Yeah, you got a lot of experience in winning titles, hasn't he? Ben Bentancur has won 3 titles, hasn't he? Yeah, so.
I really like Bentancur.
So I'm really sorry to do this to you, Guguma, but tell us what you thought of Bergwijn's performance.
Bergwijn. I really like Bergwijn. But I don't know. The thing that sticks out most is when he didn't put in the pass from Kulu. But he did have. There were good things that I saw, like just how he always, has controlled passes. Well, he has good technical ability, but I don't know. I think he was okay. Yeah, just okay yesterday.
Cool. My view when he did that, I turned around and said, he seems to do the difficult things. He can do the difficult things. He can't do the simple things. It seems.
Yeah. That's the basic way of putting it.
Yeah, that's
Foot
true.
over the
That's
ball.
true.
Everyone knows that. When you get those struggles, foot over the ball.
He's never been able to score those chances that are right in front of goal. I remember Manchester City game. As soon as Sonny scored the first goal, he had a wide open chance right in front of goal, and he missed.
He did. Yeah.
And the Liverpool game where we were desperate to win. We're top of the league, and he hit the post twice on a 1-on-1
When
with
you
Alisson.
see the goal, when you see that attempt yesterday, the only thing I will stick up for him a little bit was that he committed to the shot, and all of a sudden the ball sort of went just started to take off a bit. So he'd already committed. It just taken a little bounce before he'd actually
put his foot in.
What do we think?
Yeah.
Do we think his confidence is going to take a dip after something like that again?
I don't think Conte will let him. I don't think Conte will let him.
I think Conte will let him know that on another day he could have actually say next time if you're in that position and that time trap it.
Like what Conte says, right? He's there to build that mentality into them, right? Because we don't have it. So if Conte can slowly give them the confidence that they believe in themselves, then results will come out. But if he still tries to help him and results don't turn up, so maybe let's see what happens in the summer then, right? Because at the end of the day, don't forget these players that are coming in and those who have left, right? We know that what Conte wants now. And of course, the match that happened yesterday, it showed that we had fight. You remember? I said once we went down, once the Brighton goal went in, we pressed back. So we fought back. So that's one of the best signs that I've seen actually throughout the whole match. Right? Throughout the whole match, I wanted to see the fight. Right? That's the fight. The mental part of it. Right? Because 2-0, most probably they will all sit back. Right, and let the defense do their work. But our defense, right? So
they've looked solid though.
Yeah, no, there were a couple of mistakes. If Brighton had a better striker, a more clinical striker,
at the second half,
we could have. It could have changed the game completely. But also then, if Son was more clinical, Bergwijn was more clinical, we could have. We win 5 or 6 up. You see, so. There's always two sides of coins, right? There's always the two sides of coin. But at least the mental part is there. That steel is being built, right? Especially with Romero at the back. And that's what I've been saying. I've always thought, why is it weird when Dyer is available? Romero plays on the right, right back, and Dyer stays in the center.
Right
back.
of the center, yeah.
Right out of the center, right of the center back, right of the center. So I think Romero needs to be at the center now, right? He has to be there.
He's not that tall. Remember how tall is Morero? He seems quite small for a centre back.
He does come across as small. Although we see, like Lucas Moura appears really short. He's taller than me.
Is he?
Yeah.
How tall is Lucas Moura?
I'm 5'10" and a bit. He's 5'11".
Is he?
Yeah,
I'm a bit taller than you, Rez.
I'm 5'9". I'm
Romero, I don't know how tall.
I thought Moura was 5'6".
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what it translates as, but Christian Romero's 1.85 meters. He's taller than Emerson. He's taller than myself.
That's about me. So that's about 5'10", 5'11"-ish, I think.
No. I mean, I'm 175. I'm 5'9".
Yeah.
So that means he's about 6'2" or 6'3".
No, an inch is only 2 centimeters.
Okay, that's what you say.
Hold on. Jamie, churchgoer as well. Come on.
No, unfortunately, the shelf-side Spurs aspect brings out the naughtiness in me. And
no, that's
Are you trying to say we're bad influence on you, Jamie?
Well, Alan,
I'm just saying
Alan,
that sometimes I get carried away.
Alan, bring the shelf side Spurs noise and talk about Rodon.
Oh yeah,
I
Rodon
did
came
say
on.
he came on and he done his job.
Sorry, how tall was Romero? 1.1?
1 meter 85 centimeters.
Sorry.
Cool. Alan,
He come on and he
Rodon.
done his job. He didn't make no mistakes. He looked tidy. What he done, well, and what little he done, because to be honest with you, once the substitutions were made, I don't think we really had to do too much defending in that last 15 minutes when he was on. I think we was more on the front foot than we were on the back.
Yeah.
Unless I missed something, but no.
Ellie,
I was
easy.
I think Ellie has found her clutch.
1.85 meters is 72.83 inches, so just over 6 foot.
Just over 6 foot.
Or just under 6'1". And whilst you're there, Jamie, have you got Lucas Moura's height?
Not yet.
So, Brad, while you're busy checking height charts,
No, he's 1 meter 72.
172.
He's shorter than me.
That's
I'm 175. 174, 175. I'm 5'9", which means he's about 5'6" or 5'7".
Okay, that's
5'7", 5'8". Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was 5'11". I
taller than
could
me.
have sworn I read somewhere that it was 5'11". Oh, well, so obviously I've misread. Never mind, Brad.
When he's on his stool.
Brad, in the most effusive terms possible, because he is the next coming of Christ. Talk about Bentancur for us.
Well, yeah, I mean, basically what everyone's been saying about him. He's got this sort of brings a little bit of calmness to the midfield and does that stuff that we've cried out for since Dembele left. So yeah, I missed a little bit of magic he did right near the end, where everyone was going on about. I'm where I sit. It was quite up the other end. I didn't quite see it. But everyone in the whole place just went, "Oh," you know. But yeah, he and apparently he ran the show for Uruguay the other night. So he's the player that, and yeah, let's go back to what we were saying earlier. It's only 13, 14, 15 minutes, but if he can play like that in every game and get a consistency, yeah, we've got a decent player there, definitely. And again, he's got that calmness, but he's also got that experience, and there's no panic there. So and he knows when to release the ball, where to be at the right time.
Okay, Brad,
that's what you need.
Just one thing, Dan, it's great to see you again. Welcome to 2022. Don't be a stranger. And when you do come on, focus on the Spurs aspect. Don't be watching other games. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you still owe me a box of chocolate Lucky Charms. But I'll go for the churros as well. The cinnamon toast churros.
Take care, Dan.
Guys, take care.
Guys, do you want to see Alan go completely out of his mind?
Have we not already seen that every week?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Mine.
I like the orange ones better. The orange and the biscuit and raisin ones.
That's such a shame, isn't it?
Oh.
No. If you were showing me a raisin and biscuit Yorkie bar, then I'd be clawing at the screen.
I had one yesterday.
Oh, he's got one too.
Whatever.
Okay, so it falls to you, Eugene, because I'm sorry to do this to you, because I mean there was so much to unpick about it. I mean there was so much content there to talk about, but Doherty's performance.
Was he playing?
Yeah,
he gets all the fat jobs.
He ain't got to that bit. He ain't finished.
He hasn't watched it yet. Yeah, it's the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's right. Was he playing? No, seriously, was he playing? Because maybe the last 2-3 minutes I didn't watch.
The last 2 minutes.
I think if Doherty is, I think he'll be a utility player for Conte at the moment, right? Because Conte will have to use what he has. And like you said, we are a couple of injuries away for being bare tread again. So if Conte can, if he did put up the performance he did put up against Leicester. So that we will see him, have a few chances to prove himself, right? Of not being what the fans have been calling him and all that. So for Doherty, at the moment, it's not in Doherty we trust, it's in Conte we trust. That's all. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah,
That's how I see it. Yeah.
So
And
that
was he playing? What was he playing yesterday?
yeah. I think he came on in the 87th minute. Something happened. No, he came on. There's nothing to talk about because the game was done.
It was over, practically over by then. Yeah, pretty over.
So,
And I think when Bissouma put in that goal in, Brighton had a bit of spark, but we quickly doused the fire by putting one more back in. So I think when Kane put in that goal, right, I guess they themselves knew, okay, I don't think we will. Yeah, it's over. We're not going to push. If they get one, they're going to push back. So, like what the commentators always saying, right? When I was listening, they were saying that at least Brighton at the moment is not the Brighton of the past where they're always looking over the shoulder about the relegation battle and all that. They have a bit more freedom this year. They're performing a bit better, but deep down inside, I think Potter still thinks that maybe if he let go of the cup, he can fight for a European spot, right? Yeah, fight for a European spot. Hard to say, right?
Breaking news: Tottenham Hotspur have beaten Brighton and Hove Albion 4-0 in the Women's Super League. And it's only half time in the Forest Leicester game. I thought it was like near the end. Yeah.
No, it's only half time. Yeah, it's amazing. It is. To be fair, it is a derby game.
Yeah, it is true. Yeah, it is.
A derby game because they're So
Forest and Leicester is a derby. Okay.
Can I make a point about the crowd yesterday? I thought the crowd was very good yesterday. It was back to the old crowd at Tottenham, and I think it's the first time we've had over 50,000 in the stadium for a while. So I think that shows the signs that the feel good factor is starting to come back. But yeah, I thought the crowd were very, very good yesterday, and that can only be great for the new players to experience that sort of atmosphere. So yeah. And have you spoken about Lloris yet?
We started with Lloris. Jamie did Lloris, but it's not even.
I didn't.
It's not my show to tell you what you can. No, you can't talk about Lloris. It's too late.
We're ending the show. You're not going to talk about Lloris.
It's 1 a.m. in Manila and Kuala Lumpur.
Okay.
Well, you know what? When he did that, I thought, he's taking someone off. Who's he taking off? What I was going to say is, now at the ground when Lloris made that save in the second half, and I think it was 3-1, or it might have been 2-0, and it was like, what a great save. I didn't realise until I saw the replay on the TV today how great a save that was. He had to change his direction at the last moment, the deflection. I didn't realise that until I saw it on the telly this morning. That was an absolutely super save, and I think he's getting better. I really do. It's been amazing. So I think that to me was like a new signing that when he signed his new contract. I think that's like a new.
Don't go there about new signings. But Brad, to tell you the truth, right? For Lloris, I always had confidence that he's a good shot stopper, right? But the only thing is that we always say that Lloris needs to improve on his ball kicking and passing. That's all. When he kicks it out, so I guess it has improved a bit under Conte. He's a bit more confident on the ball nowadays than when he was last time.
I think but I think that's. I mean, the thing about Lloris is if he decided to go, then how do you replace him? Good goalkeepers are really hard to come by unless you get a goalkeeper that will develop over the years and become a good goalkeeper.
No, I think what's going to happen now is that he signed a 2-year contract. Hopefully by summer we get his apprentice in, right? Yeah, that's all I see. An apprentice for him, maybe if we can get Dean Henderson or or Martinez or something like that, then it could be
trouble with them though, Eugene, is they're not gonna take. I don't see them taking the bench when they've got first team action.
Yeah, Is Henderson
You know,
the one at
because-
Man United who was on the bench at Man United? And
Yeah.
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 so
I don't think he would come here as well.
No.
I don't know. Well,
To
no,
be honest
Alan,
with you,
Alan, let me ask you this. Let's say, for instance, you've got Dean Henderson, who at the moment he's back up to David De Gea, right?
Yeah.
Do you think there's any sort of, would there be attraction to, say, Dean Henderson, to say to him, right, look, we know you're coming as backup, but you will be the successor
Yeah.
to...
Good work.
Would that be attractive in your view?
Yeah, I think it could possibly be. I don't know what age he is now, though, because
how old is he?
if you think
Henderson?
go under the radar a bit, he's been sort of like backup for quite a few years.
He has, yeah.
Henderson's
He's been out
24.
alone a few times.
I think about 24.
Which for a goalkeeper is very young. When you think of it.
Yeah, for a goalkeeper is very young. No, and the thing I think he's frustrated at MU because he thought that he will be like more or less this season he will take over from De Gea, but somehow or another De Gea this season is like being back to old De Gea, saving MU all the time. You see?
Yeah, I mean, I
And
might
don't
be
forget
controversial here.
they played against Middlesbrough. Henderson was playing, and guess what happened?
Yeah,
was it
might be a bit
Middlesbrough FA Cup? Yeah.
I think
Oh,
I asked my question. I asked my question before, Ben, you made this comment. So what's your thinking? Would and not necessarily Dean Henderson, but a player in his position, would you think that he might consider, if he's promised to be the number one and he knows that Lloris is coming to the end of his career, and that's obvious because of his age, would that be enough to turn a player's head? That'd be interesting to know your views on that. Sorry, carry on, guys. Apologies.
I've got to be honest with you. I'm sorry, you
go ahead. Go ahead, Alan. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, and you might bite me. You might bite me here or what, but I am kind of gutted that, in some senses, we had a manager called Jose Mourinho, because Gazaniga was punished for one mistake. That bad challenge that cost us a penalty against Chelsea, and never seen again. Every time a player committed any kind of error, it's like going back to Dele Alli. We played Stoke in the cup, wasn't it? Or something. We were winning 3-0. He lost the ball after a sweeping move. He lost the ball. He took him off as a sub because they conceded a goal. Mourinho done a lot of damage at Spurs, and I think Gazaniga was a pretty good goalkeeper.
I think it was all right. Yeah, I think it was pretty good as well. Yeah.
But to tell you the truth, right, I believe that if you give, because don't forget, if we end up in Europe next year, let's say whether even it's a conference league or whatever, right, our games, we will have so many games. So there are a lot of cup games that actually the other goalkeeper that comes in can play. And I don't want Golini there. That's it. Period. No. That's all.
Well, I went off Golini. After that last European game. To be honest with you, I didn't really see a lot of problems with him. I missed a couple of games. I didn't see too many problems with him. But it seems though the game previous that I think was it the League Cup game, like the Capital One Cup. He lost his place to Lloris, and it was as if he was brought in for the Mora game, and it was as if to say, well, you couldn't be bothered to pick me for the Leicester Cup, which I thought I was going to be playing. I can't be bothered to make a save because he looked like he was static on both of them.
See, this is why Ben, just to interrupt you, Alan, this is why Ben is part of the righteous, right? Because of that. Yeah. Fight the good fight, Ben. I like it.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Spot on there, Ben.
Yeah, absolutely.
The only thing he done wrong is he didn't actually sort of knock him out completely. I feel a bit disappointed in that one.
Yeah, I mean,
the thing is that there was a rumor going around that Chiellini was going to play yesterday, but it's interesting that Conte put his best goalkeeper in for a cup game, which I think is good.
I actually think that Gazaniga was the influence for Harry Kane's utterly inhuman attack on Thiago Silva. I think he saw that and decided, I am going to destroy this man by pressing him gently in the back. That's what I think happened. I'm convinced of it.
But how you say, right? In the end of the day, I think Conte is not going to play Golini again, because if he reaches that 15 game quota that he has, we have to buy him.
Yeah.
So remember, Conte says that we don't want to spend money foolishly.
Yeah.
That's all. So
How
Conte
many games has he played so far? To be honest with you, he hasn't played that many, has he?
I think he's nearly up to
7.
Yeah, 7 or 8 or 9. Yeah. So 15 game is the limit. So I don't think Golini is going to appear anymore. That's all. Yeah. And let's hope Lloris doesn't get injured. That's it. You know, maybe.
Well, I think I actually quite like the look of Alfie Whiteman during.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
should bring Whiteman back.
Come back from loan? Has he come back from loan yet? Though,
I think he might have. I'm not sure.
No, his loan ended because he was on loan to a Swedish club, and
that's right. Their season ended,
in December or November. So he came back because his loan ended. He wasn't recalled. He wasn't sent back. It was the end of the agreement.
Oh, okay.
So that means he's back then. So at least
I didn't know there was a break or something.
At least that means if Conte doesn't want to use Golini, he might use Whiteman to try him out if something happens. Right.
I don't see why not. Alfie Whiteman has played a couple of games for us, and he's always been proficient. He's not done anything ridiculous. He's moved when needed. He's actually sort of moved off his line, which is Golini seems to have trouble doing. So I don't know. I don't see why Whiteman can't be groomed. You know, that sounds wrong, but you know what I mean. Yeah. So this actually leads it completely off the point. I think we all had hopes early on this weekend that 3 nasty clubs would actually get knocked out of the cup, and in the end it only turned into 1. And I'm just wondering what people's view is of rewarding Middlesbrough or Middlesbrough being rewarded with a tie against us for doing what pretty much every football fan in the world is happy to have seen by knocking Man United out. What do we think of the draw? What do we think of the draw is basically what I'm saying.
And do you think it would be a harder game than Brighton?
Yeah, a tough game. Middlesbrough aren't doing too bad in the Championship. And
they're away from home. If we were at home,
at home,
felt a bit more confident, but they're at their place.
Yeah, no replays now, so we can't sort of say, we get a draw and bring it back to Tottenham. We've got to win on that day. So it's that's a tough.
But what I feel is right. If they're at home, they will have to come out against us. They're not going to sit back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If they come out against us, and if Conte has his tactics right, we might rip them apart.
Yeah, you've got to be confident of winning that game. You've got to be confident. But it's. I mean, it could have been a lot worse in the draw. It could have been a lot better. I mean, I wanted Boreham Wood at home, but you know.
Yeah.
and Man City to draw Chelsea. You know, but
with our luck, we'll draw Chelsea. That's how I see it.
Well, you know the funny thing about this, I've got a friend in Australia who's a Luton Town supporter, and Luton won their game, and he actually said to me, "I'd really love to draw Tottenham in the cup to go, for our team to go to your stadium, blah blah blah." And I said, I don't want to offend you, but yeah, I'd be quite happy with that as well. I said, but no, like we'll get Chelsea, and of course the thing was they got Chelsea, so yeah.
Well, we're all going to be they're hatters, aren't they? The Luton.
Yeah.
So we're all hatters. Alongside being Spurs.
And it would have been good if we'd have drawn Luton after having Morecambe in one of the earlier rounds. People of a certain age will get that reference.
Yes. Guys, bear with me. I'm just popping downstairs because someone's at the front door. I'll be back shortly.
All right.
I thought it'd been another
goal
between
there, Brett.
Is there? Sorry?
No, that's Gugama's song. Give me sunshine.
That's it, yeah. Because Luton fan, wasn't he, Eric Morecambe? Yeah.
No, Gugama, Eric Morecambe was a very famous comedian, part of a comedian duo in the UK, and their theme tune was "Give Me Sunshine."
But Eric Morecambe was a Luton Town supporter. But his name was, he got his name taken after the town where he's from, which is Morecambe. So we played Morecambe in round 3, and if we'd have got Luton, it would have been quite a bit of symmetry there. But
that's true. But no, Guguma, Do you think Sony will be back at its best in maybe 1 or 2 weeks' time?
Oh, definitely. I think so. I mean, yesterday, even in yesterday's game, maybe there was like a little less sharpness, but he was still really fast and he was still making things happen. So I feel like, yeah, maybe in like 2 weeks, maybe he'll be back to his best. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all. That's what we're all hoping for, right? And then of
I
course,
think we need him to.
yeah, we need him to. And then of course, his combination with Kane, and if they get back that magic between them again, then we will have a lot of things to look forward to. Right?
That's what I really wish will happen soon. Like
Yeah,
Son Kane duo. For sure.
yeah, that's true. That's true. But oh, you're back. So what did you get?
I'm just opening the package now.
Okay.
You
If it's something, if it's rest, if it's not appropriate, don't show us.
My self-inflating dildo.
What?
Okay, Google Mark.
No,
Google
no,
Mark,
no,
up your ears.
Rest. I thought it was a lightsaber.
But not only do you get a football stream stream, you also get an unboxing. Two for the price of one.
Yeah, an unboxing.
I'm just removing the bubble wrap, so obviously it's something delicate.
And what
you guys are going to be so jealous when I show you what it is. I mean, really, really jealous.
No, we're not.
Oh,
You know what? I couldn't quite see it. I thought it said white race vinegar. I'm like, what?
That's either the vinegar that supremacists use or the one that they hate. Because it's either for them or made out of them.
Oh dear, man.
Oh dear.
Okay, well, come on. We need to change things, Eugene, because we don't want to end the broadcast on a sour note.
Oh,
Okay.
Ouch.
Oh dear.
Actually, it wouldn't
Jamie's
be
woken
sour,
up.
would it be? It would be acidic.
Jamie's woken up.
No,
Yeah.
no. It's the last little alertness before
No.
I totally conk out.
No, then the next thing I'm gonna ask Rest is right.
Yeah.
What do you cook with that?
So this is white rice vinegar is quite sweet in terms of a vinegar. So
Right.
you could use it if you don't want to add too much acidity to something, but you do want to add some. It's actually better than apple cider vinegar, which is also quite sweet, because this one is more distilled. It's a little bit sharper, but it's got some sweet undernotes, and it's like a softer acidity than, say, wine vinegar or something like that. So I didn't have any, and this is rice vinegar, which is the rice is designed to be turned into vinegar. It's not vinegar that's made from rice wine, although the wine process is part of the process anyway. And so I didn't have any. I'd run out. The shops didn't sell it. They only sold rice wine vinegar. And so I needed that for cooking, basically. You cook all with it. You put it in stir fries. Very, very good for stir fries. You can use it to substitute for actual wine in cooking, because what you can do, because I come from a Muslim household, if I want to make something that has wine in it for my mum, for instance, who won't drink alcohol, I can't put wine in it, so I've got to do a substitute. Right. This vinegar mixed with grape juice makes the perfect substitute for red wine in cooking. So if I want to cook something for my mum that's got alcohol in it, but I can't put alcohol in it, I'll mix that with some grape juice and put it in there and use it.
Now I understand.
So basically, what you're saying is you bought it for halal cooking.
No, I bought it for cooking generally, because I don't observe halal myself. But if, say, for instance, there's a time where I'm cooking for my mum, and I need to have a wine substitute, I will also use that with grape juice.
That's interesting. That is interesting.
Wow, Rez, you're quite the chef.
I try. I can't claim to be any great shakes at anything, but I do my best.
Can't do nothing. I can't do anything anymore.
The only thing I cook is instant noodles.
No, that's more heat up.
But you do it very well, I have to say. I've seen your videos; they look very good.
Yeah,
They do.
All right, guys. I guess we'll be coming to the end of the show.
Yeah,
Right.
It's 1:20 in Malaysia and
The Philippines. Yeah.
probably even later in Korea. What time
Yeah.
is it with you, Gugama? 2 a.m.
Yes, it's 2:20 a.m.
Oh,
Wow.
so we've kept Gugama up too late.
No, it's all good. I'm happy to be here.
It's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah.
He doesn't get up till 4 in the afternoon anyway, so it's not a problem.
Excuse me.
Kidding.
It's not quite that bad. It's not quite that bad.
That's me in my
Yeah.
student days. You know, it's like, oh, that was a good night's sleep. What time is it? 4:30. Ah, forget it. Who needs lectures anyway?
Oh, and
That was
Johnny.
me yesterday.
Big up, Johnny.
Hi, Johnny.
Yeah. Yeah. Cooking with Res, the exciting follow-up with cooking with
Yeah,
Jens.
Basically, what I think what Johnny's trying to do is he's trying to sort of merge two sections on Shelfside Spurs show, because obviously you've got Rez's rants and then you've got my
Yeah.
cooking. So we're thinking of putting them together where I rant about cooking.
No.
Maybe we
You-
can call it Rez's hot takeaways.
No, you're gonna
We
rant
could.
about.
Good. That's
You're gonna,
good.
We
you're gonna
could.
rant about Jens cooking.
Yes.
Yeah,
there is that
stop.
possibility
You
as well.
burnt the kitchen
there is
down.
that possibility too, yes. But yes, it's
All right.
basically becoming very vociferous about culinary things. Yes.
Yeah.
Culinary.
And
Culinary.
culinary.
Either or.
Either or. The,
Why are we talking about rowing?
all right.
Either
Oh.
or.
Either
He
or.
started. Jamie's
Yeah,
got it there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He claims he's tired.
Yeah.
Trying
He
to
reminds
stay
me-
trying to
he
stay
reminds me
awake.
of a kid, but when they're tired, kids get tired, they get hyper, and they come out with their kind of.
Alan, the truth is scary. Was it? What's the phrase? Something's scarier than
The truth is out there.
the truth is scarier than fiction.
I'm sorry,
Something
guys,
like
just to interrupt. We've got to do an alert. We've got to do an alert.
Yes.
Yeah. The thing is, things are getting a bit cheesy now because clearly they're embarrassed. So it's now Red Leicester.
Okay.
Oh, Amzo, I would have a go at people that put pineapple on pizza as well.
So would I.
Must resist. Must resist.
Oh, I love Hawaiian pizza.
Google.
No, it would be the Incredible Hulk. You won't like me when I'm hangry.
Yeah, that's it. That's what the new section's going to be called.
Rice mess.
Rice mess.
Okay, guys. Before we do the closing, right? Let's get to Ellen. Ellen, how can we find you?
You can find me on Shelfside Spurs on a
And
Thursday
the back of
night.
milk cartons.
No,
He's not missing.
Anymore. I packed up something. Sorry, Rez, I missed that a bit.
You said you can find me on Shelfside Spurs, and then Jamie came in with and on the back of milk cartons, and I said he's not missing.
No.
Okay, go ahead, Alan. Any other new interesting shows?
No, only yourselves. I've come on to. You can find me on Twitter at @lighty. That's LIGHTY 64.
Yeah, but you spell it differently though. You put a hyphen between the twit and the
What?
No, because
That
he
one's-
goes. He's not on Twitter. He's on Twit.
Oh, Oh,
It needs working. It needs working. You need to work on that one, Jamie.
Yeah.
Timing. It's the timing.
It lost something in the delivery, I think, on that one.
Yeah, I know. I never did get that package.
Oh.
and
send him to
Brad.
bed, will you? Send him to bed.
Yeah.
Well, I'll order in about 5 minutes.
Why don't you start the show earlier to help you out?
I'm not sure that would improve things if we're being
We had
honest.
we had other schedule before the show, so
Yeah. And of course, Brad.
Well, just answering Ellie, I'll be at the Wolves game. I think David Harris is coming over to the Wolves game as well. So I think we're going to all meet up somewhere. You can find me on Pornhub. I mean, on at Brad Hotspur on Twitter, and
still sounds like the same thing.
Shows. I'm on this one when there's no game on. I'm on Tommy Talks Ball every now and again. Let's Talk Spurs. The Irish Hotspur fan show every Monday night. Normally on that.
Basically, you give him a mint or an orange club bar, and he's anybody's.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Give him a raisin club bar, and he's everybody's.
But yeah, so I'm.
So you're giving him a reason to live.
Oh dear me.
So anyway, on to my little plug. No.
Oh, don't you like big plugs?
Okay, no, Eugene, you took that totally the wrong way.
As I did with my last plug.
Okay. I hope we're talking about adapters. I say either way, any way you put it, it's gonna be twisted.
Yeah, there's no good way out of this one.
Okay.
I apologise about that, Gaguma. I can't be helped.
Yeah, and so rest.
Says the guy who appears on Shelfside Spurs show, would you believe? Apologising to the audience, please.
I'm one of the behaved ones on there.
Yeah.
Well, but you didn't say how behaved you are. Badly behaved, atrociously behaved.
Well, it's I don't know if I've said this before. It's you guys, know the poet, the English poet Lord Byron.
Yeah.
So he used to shag anything that moved basically, and had like loads of illegitimate children. And he met his son only once in his life, very close to when he then died. And as he was saying goodbye to his son, he turned around and said, "Behave, ill or well, but behave," which I always love. So plug-wise, yes. So you can find me with Alan, torturing him with pictures of clubs, the chocolate variety. I mean, not the implement. Torturing Alan with clubs on Shelfside Spurs show, hosted by the marvelous Johnny Einstein, who's in the comments. And we go out on Thursdays usually.
Oh, do you? You didn't tell your wife that.
No, she doesn't know yet. So we go out between 7 and 7:30 usually at that sort of time. That's when we kick off. And we had, thanks to Alan, a wonderful show last Thursday a couple of days ago, where we had Mickey Hazard on. And Mickey was an absolute joy to talk to and listen to, because he has so many wonderful stories to tell. And we were worried that he would sort of like, because he's got his own life to lead. We thought we'd be lucky if we got him for an hour, and he'd want to go off and do his thing, as he thinks. But he stayed with us for 2.5 hours telling a story. And seriously, the guy's heart is like this big, and he loves Spurs. It's so obvious in everything that he says. So, if you guys can get half the joy that we got out of talking to him live, please go and watch last Thursday's show. It's absolutely fantastic. Mickey was in
birthday
as
well.
And it was his birthday as well. That's right. Yeah.
Well, he made a mistake there, didn't he, Reg?
Yeah.
He told us on the show it was Saturday.
Yeah,
He told us it was
and
the
it's
real
actually
time.
today. Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, if you can go, I mean, plug, and also really, it's a really enjoyable show. I've watched it back. It's great to have heard those things. Please go to Shelfside Spurs show. Smash that like.
Make sure you can subscribe.
and subscribe.
You can smash the subscribe button, but I've found that a gentle click works just as well on the mouse. I experimented on this. I did smash it a couple of times, and then I clicked on it too, and the result is the same. So, yeah.
I do hope you're talking about this.
No. So yeah, please go and visit the show. Like and subscribe on our show, because we would like to be speaking to more people, and our show is mad and wonderful. And
Same with Spurswation. I said subscribe, and then we lost one subscriber.
Yeah, and there's also the further option if you want to hear some of my ramblings that are quite sharp and acidic, as is my personality and the vinegar that I've purchased. You can follow me on Twitter at @_Spur, and that's me.
All right, that's good. And Guguma, usually where do we find you?
Usually in the chat.
Yeah,
on Spurs channels.
Yeah, and most of the Spurs channel. And thank you, Guguma. You've been always supportive of Spurswation, right? And every time I send you an invite, you always join us, and that's thank you so much, Guguma. Right? And of course, you will find Guguma in most of everybody's chats. And she's a big supporter, right? Yep.
Yeah,
right. And I'll put you guys in the back room while Jamie and I do the closing. All right, guys. Catch up with you later.
I'll be swigging white rice vinegar.
All right. Okay. Any last words?
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Be out.
Yeah. All right. All right, Jamie. Just the two of us again.
Okay.
Let's say all the big up to all the people in the chats, right? Thanks for your support, right? Especially Ellie, Ben Kaufman, Chris Agamba, right? Who else do we have? Johnny, Amzo, Yusufai. Thanks, Yusufai.
Is Yusuf Mari?
No, Yusufai is Yusufai.
Okay.
Why should he be Amari?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm tired.
Right. Of course, Guguma. Right, and of course Jamie Pretty's in there too.
Mr. K, Wayne Bonner.
Mr. K, Wayne Bonner.
Ian.
Who else do we have?
Privet.
Ian Prithvi. Right. Shaggy 1712 is Ian, right?
Yeah.
All right. Ian Prithvi. Who else we have? Yusuf I. Okay. Let me get through this. Ben
Muntasser Ali.
All right, Muntasser Ali too. Big up to
Dan
Muntasser Ali.
THFC.
Oh, Dan THFC. He was on for a while.
Mark Cousins.
Oh, Mark Cousins. Yeah, big up to Mark Cousins. Right. Who else do we have?
Is there any? Well, I think that might be it. Yes.
Yeah, that might be it. Brad Matthews.
Brad Matthews. Yes.
Yeah, Brad Matthews too. Any last words before we close the show, Jamie?
Well, the result was a nice way to enter a new week. The players showed that they weren't, even if they were last minute, they look like they have some promise. Hopefully Conte is going to get his a bit more of the control of what happens with the football side of things, and eventually we'll get the dream, which is Levy out, Conte in, and Tottenham winning things again. Yeah,
and of course, a big up to Dermot from Tottenham Tantrum Grow, another big good channel to subscribe to.
It was also history. Wasn't he a birthday boy yesterday as well?
Yep. Birthday boy, big happy birthday to him too. All right. And for me, is that the Brighton match showed that we have some steel back, right? And of course, hopefully Harry Kane is back too. And if Harry Kane and Sonny can click again, we do have a lot of positives coming up.
We still need to sign more in the summer, though, because as you said, we're a couple of injuries away from being threadbare again.
Yep, threadbare again, right? And guys, don't forget, Levy out, right? And take care. We catch up with you next time, most probably on Wednesday, right? And let me do the closing.